What is up, all of you awesome and amazing people on YouTube? The old coot here, coming at you with two different types of Sea to Summit bags. I wanted to show everybody the difference between these two, but also just to kind of highlight what the features are and all that good stuff. Yes, I am up here bike packing in the lovely San Gabriel Mountains. The sun is setting. I need to get moving or I'm going to freeze my booty off. I haven't even set up camp yet. But anyways, here's what's going on. So you've got a creek that runs through this way. You've got a river that runs through this way. Water crossing, right? Let's say you want to go like on a day hike and you want to go explore the river and you've got your full-blown pack with you, or in my case, like I'm bike packing and I've got cargo bags and the whole things, and you want to keep your stuff dry. Here are two possible things that you can use, and I'll show you them in great detail. So let's talk about this one first. So this one is kind of like a more sill type material, right? And you can see here that this is the Ultra-Sil 20-liter size, which is a pretty decent size. Like I can put enough clothes in here for like 3 days. It does have, you know, your closure here, which is basically like once you close these two ends together and then you roll down, right? So as you roll down, you clip back together again, you're pretty much like airtight. You know, pretty much airtight. I mean, if you were gonna dunk this thing in like a river for like 3 hours, then I would probably switch over to like this version where this is a little more watertight, not completely watertight 100%, you know, 1,000, like bet your life on it. But this one would be more of like, you're gonna get splashed, you know, you're gonna be going through some humid, wet, moist, low dew point environments, right? Like you're going to be going through a rainforest, or you're going to be going through, maybe you're like paddling down, you know, a creek or something on a kayak, you know, that kind of a vibe. You're up in the snow and you just want like a little something to know that your stuff is protected. This might be like a choice for you. So there's your Sea to Summit logo, right? I'm just taking rough measurements here. These are just rough measurements, but give or take, as I lay down the tape measure right from end to end, you're looking at somewhere in the ballpark of like 18 inches, right? Because you got to remember, when it's full, it's like from here. So let's just say like give or take around 18 inches is the 20-liter size. And then in terms of width, you know, it's kind of hard to tell because there's nothing really in here, but in terms of width, just a rough measurement, you're looking at, you know, somewhere around like 11 to 12 inches, give or take. So that's basically this one. And like I said, this isn't meant to get dunked in water for like 3 days. This is more of like, you think you might get splashed. You know, you're in the front row at a certain, you know, amusement park chain where some marine mammal might splash you. That's where, you know, you might want to consider. So like I said, again, this is the Ultra-Sil 20-liter, very lightweight. You know, it does hold, you know, a decent amount of air in there for a certain while. Not completely waterproof, like I said, and not completely airtight, but you kind of get an idea. If you want ultralight and that's your thing, there you go. Okay, next one up. The Sea to Summit, this is the compression dry sack. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Josh, celebrity outdoorsman, Josh, kudos to you, brother. Like if you saw my videos in the video playlist from last week when I was up here, same campground, 27 people, Josh gave me a brilliant idea. So my love, my thanks, my gratitude goes out to Josh. When you are stuffing these, right? Let's say you are stuffing these and you're trying to figure out like how to get every last little ounce of air out or whatever you're trying to do. What you do is, I'll use this as an example. This is a beef free that I'm going to be reviewing next. But let's just say you stuff your sack, right? Okay, so you stuff your sack, right? You got a sack here and you're trying to get all the air out. Josh taught me this trick of what you do is you twist, right? Twist first. So I'm twisting, right? I'm holding and twisting. Squeeze your air out, smush all the air out. Then get your air out of here. Then you can close this. Josh, celebrity outdoorsman, God bless you. Okay, so then what you do is then you start cranking down on this one. See, learning something every day, and then you continue to compress and squeeze and push all the air out. Then you lock this. And now, after I cough, too many campfires. After I cough, so then you get the most air that you could squeeze possibly out of the back. So that's a little trick that Josh, celebrity outdoorsman, taught me. If you go back in my video playlist, you'll see a video where I filmed him splitting some wood with an Esee laser strike, and also axe splitting some wood with a, what was it, a Fiskars 11X or something like that. But anyways, tip and trick that Josh taught me. Thank you for that. So anyways, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here is the Sea to Summit compression dry sack. So compression dry sack. So this is if you want a little more, you know, air purge, lightweight, waterproof. This is if you want, like, you are going to be kayaking and you're afraid that your stuff is going to get, you know, fall in the river or that kind of thing, or you're doing like a crossing of a stream and you're afraid you're going to fall in. This might be more your style, right? So waterproof, air permeable vent, you get the idea. Watertight, you get the idea. Reinforced stitching, stretch points, 7D fabric. This is, I believe this was the large size. Yes. Okay. So this is the large size, as you can see right there in the color gray. So the packaging is more interesting than the actual material sometimes. So you got to go up, you got to go down, you got to lift, you got to twist, you got to pull, you got to this, you got to that. I definitely, I'll say this much, as easy as it was for me to do that right now, it took me a while to do it the first time. Okay, so this comes out, right? Here's your packaging. You can always use this for other stuff as well. This is a brand new one, by the way. I've never opened, I think I've opened the box, but I don't think I ever took it out. So this is how it comes when you open it up, right? You undo your buckle, and then this unfolds, and then basically now this unfolds, and there you go. So there's your main part of the Sacagawea itself. So let's go ahead and measure this. So this one, this is the large size, remember. So this one, give or take to the end, is something like 20 inches or so. Realistically, when you fold this down a few times, you're probably looking at like somewhere in this range. So let's get that measurement. So you're probably looking at like maybe like 16, 18 inches or so, give or take, depending on how much you put in here and you compress or whatever. And then your width, let's look at the width. You're looking at somewhere in the ballpark of like, you know, 12 inches, 13 inches or so, give or take. If we put the two on top of each other, because I know that's what people want to see, right? I know it. I know it. I know you're going to want to see it. Let me open up this. Let me take out my Catadine V3. You're going to have to stay tuned for the next video to see the review on that. But anyways, as you lay these out over each other, right, so one on top of the other, they're pretty much like the same size, right? There's one edge. Here's the other edge. Let me, oh man, you're making me get up. Making me get up. My beautiful resting place. So there's one over the other, right? If you want to check that out. So there's the one on the bottom. There's this one on top. So remember, sill is like you think you might get splashed. This one is more of like, holy shit, the whole bag is going to fall in the river and it's going to be in there for, you know, X amount of time. Will it survive 3 hours in the water? I don't know. You'll have to test it out yourself. I might do a future video and test that out. We'll check that out. I'll you know, controlled environment. I'm going to have to do this like in a bathtub or something, which I don't have in my small little apartment. I have just a tiny little shower. That's it. But anyways, here's the rest of this bag. And basically what you do get is you do get the straps. So this is basically now the bottom of the bag. It does have a nice little handle. And what I do is I usually label them. So like from here, it's kind of hard to see what size this is, but what I do is I label them. I'll put like L for large, or I'll put like, you know, M for medium or whatever. And I always put my name on everything. That's like an old like scout thing. It's also an old like school thing, is like, if you want it and you want it back, put your name on it. Otherwise you'll never see it again. So anyways, it does come with the handle. So when it's all stuffed, and then basically as you pull, you know, as you adjust your straps or whatever, once you get everything into there, remember, twist, close this, roll this down, clip this together. Let's see if I can do all this right. So you clip this part together, then this part goes over to kind of protect all that, I guess. So there's your Sea to Summit logo. And if the bag was stuffed, that's basically what, you know, the kind of idea that you would get. Whereas this one, so compression, remember compression, you're going to pull these straps, right? You're going to pull these straps to compress the bag down to a smaller size. I find it's kind of weird. I find instead of trying to compress it like this, like an accordion, to get it to smush up into like something that's like a rock, what I find is I like to leave it longer, right? So I leave it longer like this and compress it down so it's more like an oval shape. I think it's easier to, you know, play Tetris with that and kind of get a good fit in, you know, whatever thing you're trying to pack it in. Like in my case, you know, bike packing, cargo bags, whatever. By the way, check out this view again. Beautiful St. Gabriel Mountains, right? Bear-proof trash cans, all good stuff. You got a creek coming in, you got a river coming in. Anyways, getting late and I got to get out of here. But this one obviously doesn't have the compression ability, right? So the dry sill bag is basically just like a lightweight, you know, you put like, typically what I do is I put my fresh clothes in here, and as I use my clothes, I take them out and I just throw them in like a mesh type of a bag, which I have to show you in another video as I go. So that way they aerate and the stinkiness of my body odor doesn't, you know, consume whatever. But anyways, that's this one. That's this one. There you go. There's your side-by-side shot if you want to go ahead and check that one out. And anyways, with that being said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button down there below, hit the description section for a link to both of these, and I will catch you all on the next exciting video review.